The Grimdark's most beloved Kleptomaiac has trapped and kidnapped a lot of items, places, people, heroes, and even events from the history of 40k, all to put it in his museum and treat them as relics or priceless items that he fears will be lost to time. Let's just say that he likes to catalog things that will perish, and maybe he needs help with his hoarding behavior. He has witnessed and even participated in numerous battles across the timeline, while at times seemingly treated as a hero by the Imperium, or maybe humans of the Imperium, surprisingly, but that's just because he did it for his own selfish purposes, or to snatch a warrior or two. While there are Salamanders, Ultramarines from the Horus Heresy, and even Blood Angels and many Space Marines in his collection, Trazyn has way more powerful characters and soldiers of all types of races in his museum. So here, in this video, we are going to showcase 10 of the most powerful of them all, showcased in ascending order of power. At number 10 we have the Necron Royal Warden called Technoth. The Necron Lord, Trazyn the Infinite, has quite a few of his own race of immortal robots in his collection. One of them is a Royal Warden. These are Necrons who operate under the command of an overlord, responsible for ensuring that the dynasty's armies follow their ruler's directives. These Wardens are known to exhibit great battlefield flexibility, capable of adjusting orders for the Necron infantry units they oversee, to strategize and also to adapt to combat situations. Technoth the Dread was a show-off and a vainglorious Necron Royal Warden serving the Caesarian dynasty. This led Technoth to come to the notice of Trazyn the Infinite in M42, who decided to abduct the Royal Warden to fight in his arena alongside 3 others, a Primaris Ultramarine, a Terminator Blood Angel, and a Death God champion. Although we don't know who was better in the fights, it can be inferred that a Royal Warden of a Necron Overlord surpasses the might of an Astartes. At number 9 we have the Death God champion, Refulgus. So this was one of the 4 that I mentioned just a few seconds ago that are made to fight each other for Trazyn's amusement in his arena. Just to put some context here, a Chaos Champion is a very powerful individual, which means that he far surpasses the strength and powers of a normal Astartes, a Primaris or one in Terminator armor. Refulgus Gru, a Death God Plague champion, stands as an example. His devout allegiance to the Chaos God Nurgle has resulted in exceptional blessings, conferring upon him supernatural strength, imperviousness to pain, and an extraordinary resistance to death. Driven by his unshakable belief in his own power and supremacy, Gru is determined to validate his might within Trazyn's arena, all in the name of Nurgle. Yet unbeknownst to Gru and the others, the Overlord's true plan involves the winner becoming a centerpiece in Trazyn's latest exhibition in Salamanders, rather than granting them freedom as he has promised them. Number 8. A Necron Destroyer Lord. So this is yet another fellow Necron within his collection, but don't be fooled, he is way more powerful than the previous ones. A Necron Destroyer Lord is a formidable and ominous entity within the Necron elite force, with extreme modifications both physical and mentally, granting them unparalleled power and purpose. They often replace their legs with anti-gravitic suspensor platforms, granting them unparalleled mobility, and they favor melee weapons like the War Scythe or the Void Blade. Every action they take on the battlefield is a calculated move, aimed at eradicating their target in the most effective manner possible. In terms of role, a Destroyer Lord is a harvester of death and destruction. Their primary goal is to eliminate all life forms in their path, and they excel at this task due to their calculated combat approach, also their augmented physical abilities and unyielding drive. This Destroyer Lord trapped by Trazyn the Infinite was one that was in the process of killing all life in a particular planet, all by himself. Number 7. A Harlequin Troop Master. Like other Necrons, Trazyn hates and also admires the Eldari, having quite a collection of them. His most prized possession of this sort are the deadly and enigmatic Harlequins, in fact a whole troop of them. Also known as the Rillitan, they stand apart from other Eldari. Harlequins revere the deity called the Laughing God, Kigorak, and their power lies in their fusion of art and war. They view these two aspects as inseparable, and their performances on the battlefield are as much as a form of storytelling and artistic expression as they are combat tactics. Harlequins possess supernatural abilities and are believed to know the intricate parts of the webway. They are very extremely agile even by Eldari standards, and are renowned for their vibrant attire and use of potent weaponry. A troop master is a crucial figure. He is above the normal Harlequins. He serves as both a leader and an embodiment of the Laughing God spirit, with some saying that he is an equal to a Custodes. Number 6. A Tyrant Hive Tyrant Bioform. The meme lord of the Grimdark also has in his possession a very powerful creature that has laid to rest thousands of lives. This ever-hungry and raging monster is a commander of the Tyrant forces in an invasion, yet not the ultimate commander, which is the Swarm Lord. This one is just one step below it. The Hive Tyrant. This bioform serves as one of the dominant battlefield commanders of Tyranid Swarm. It holds a central position as a powerful synapse creature, maintaining control and coordination over the millions of lesser Tyranid organisms in an invasion. While it is a powerful individual, it is more or less dispensable and isn't really a prize collectible. Why? That's because the Hive Mind can regenerate and replace destroyed Hive Tyrants time after time, ensuring a continual source of leadership for the Swarm. Each successive one inherits the knowledge of its predecessor, allowing for a learning curve that makes Tyranid tactics difficult to predict and counter. That means it is just one out of countless, but still it is very hard to procure one, given the power of the Nits and their swarm tactics. Number 5. An Adeptice Custodian God. So the Kleptomaiac, aside from having a bunch of Horus Heresy Ultramarines, Blood Angels, Salamanders and various soldiers of the Imperial Guard, he also has in his collection at least one Custodes, or it could have been a group of them, some of which were released to fight in Cadia against the Black Legion and against Angron. Just to remind you, a Custodes isn't a simple soldier, one that can be abducted easily. A Custodes is one of the most powerful warriors in the galaxy, and indeed the most powerful of the Imperium aside from the Primarchs and the Emperor. Just one of them could annihilate a squad of Space Marines like it was a kid playing with ants. They aren't heavily augmented with gene implants like the Astartes though. They are enhanced from the molecular level to be the best of humanity, and their anatomy only differs from normal men in that they are way more massive, with a regular Custodes standing 9 feet or 3 meters tall. And yes, Trazyn has one, or at least a couple of them. Number 4. Fabius Biles Fulgrim Clone. So before the 41st millennium closed, the Clone Lord Fabius Biles, who was originally a Space Marine apothecary, later becoming a Chaos Lord, accomplished an unprecedented feat. He successfully created an untainted clone of Fulgrim, the Primarch. This clone was devoid of any warp corruption, a stark contrast to the previous attempts. The reasons behind this success remain a mystery even to Fabius himself. The clone rapidly matured to adulthood due to his Primarch genetic memory, facilitating quick learning and recollection of the Horus Heresy events. So the clone, filled with remorse for his past actions and downfall, it was determined to redeem himself and make amends for his past treachery. However, this clone of Fulgrim was captured by Trazyn the Infinite after Fabius turned on him. This act was driven by Trazyn's concern that the clone might follow the same path as the original Fulgrim, or that Fabius Biles might kill it, and that he wouldn't have a Primarch in his museum, one that he had wanted for a very long time. Number 3. A Croc War Boss from the War in Heaven. So the Crocs are believed to be extremely powerful orcs or progenitors of orcs, created by the ancient old ones to combat the Necrons during the War in Heaven. Trazyn the Infinite, if I recall correctly, possesses one of these Crocs in his collection, which he showcased to Fabius Biles. This particular Croc stands at a towering height of 12 meters and was equipped with advanced mega armor that could be compared to the sophistication of Astartes power armor, or it could have been more advanced due to the fact that this creature was a soldier of the old ones. Just how powerful were they? Well, let's just say that during the ancient conflict, the Primarchs would have been foot soldiers, and the Emperor would just be a lower rung commander. The power scaling at that time was incomprehensible, and as to how the Necron Lord got one of them as collectible is beyond anyone's understanding, but the fact is that he does, and that's it. Number 2. An ancient Eldari Khainite warrior from the War in Heaven. Yeah, so during that war, the Necrons didn't just go up against the Crocs, which were the ancestors of the modern day orcs, but they also had to fight another creation of the old ones, the massively psychically powerful ancient Eldari, the ones who actually inherited the galaxy after the Necrons were thinned out in number due to their second fight with the Katan. One of the Eldari warriors, a Khainite warrior dedicated to the worship and following of Khain, the god of war, is also, funny enough, a showpiece in Trazyn's museum. These Eldar warriors could have been more powerful than the Crocs themselves, if not physically then with psychic abilities. Imagine an aspect warrior of the Eldari today against an orc boy. Well, that's a second-hand comparison of what a Croc and an ancient Khainite warrior would be. So yeah, that's why this ancient Eldari Khainite warrior in Trazyn the Infinite's collection is at the number 2 spot. And number 1, the Katan shot of the Deceiver. And yes, the most powerful entity he has in his possession is a shard of a star god, a katana deceived the Necron tier into sacrificing their souls and their flesh in return for a robotic immortality. Also recognized as Mephethron the Deceiver, this entity serves as the Necron star god associated with deceit, manipulation, trickery, and falsehoods. Despite its renowned cunning, Mephethron suffered a fate akin to other Katan star gods, being betrayed and outwitted by their rebelling Necrons. This resulted in his essence being fragmented and sealed within multiple Tesseract labyrinths. Even though it is just a shard of an entire entity, it is still immensely powerful. Remember that the Katan shard known as the Void Dragon was only defeated by the Emperor with great difficulty, so it's safe to say that this shard potentially has the same deadliness if it was ever to gain independence. Also, another shard of the Deceiver, in another story, managed to almost destroy an entire Alpha Legion warband with ease, only stopped by being sealed in a Tesseract labyrinth. So yeah, that's how powerful a Katan shard could be. So those are the 10 most powerful warriors or entities in Trazyn the Infinite's collection. Anyway, we've come to the end of the video. Please subscribe, it would do us a huge favor if you would do that. Just smash the red button, yes, smash it! And also like the video to push us through in the YouTube algorithm, to please the Omnisire. And while you're at it, bang on the bell icon as well for notifications. Till the next time, take care, boys!